Hello, very good evening to one and all present here. Hope all of you are doing fine. Yes, happy Independence Day to one and all. Basically, many of the students had requested to share their to share the path to become successful engineers. So we from SATE Academy have planned for this event on during this Independence Day. So I would request Hari Prasad sir, who has more than 30 years of experience in this engineering field, to share his views and thoughts in this regard. So I will give it up to him.
Good evening. Good evening to one and all. So today I've been asked to share my few experience for budding engineers, how to become professional, to succeed in their engineering careers. My dear friends, I thought not to use PPT today because today is Independence Day. First, let me wish all of you a warm Independence Day. And just sharing, everything, just it's only sharing of the things what because many parents invest a lot of money in engineering courses, but ultimately after 4 years they find their rewards or the children are not getting jobs. So where actually the problem is, let us just have 1 45 minutes to 1 hour 50 minutes, we will dissect. And I request all of you to note down. So I mean to say, where you are missing those missing points. If you start noting down, you can close those gaps, and then you can become successful engineers. So in the sense, what I mean to say is, right now, see, this program will be useful, or this discussions will be useful for budding engineers, especially who are in the second year course. They can appreciate this program very well. So let's go one by one in detail and then unfold the 4 years of journey of engineering course. The very first thing that I would like to say is the first year. Majorly, what actually happens is many of the students relax here, and they take it very, because they might have put lot of hard work up to plus 12. The moment they enter the engineering course, they would like to relax. So this is where the first problem that I have seen. That must not happen actually, because, and also I have heard students telling, sir, these are all the courses which is getting repeated. So if you see the course, first year course, what it will have, you can broadly classify that into basic science, engineering science, humanity, social science. So you all know basic science will definitely have subjects like physics, chemistry, maths, and even biology. Now they have introduced biology. The question comes, sir, why we need to study these subjects again? So the first year is a general. This is called one foundation course, and we say your foundation need to be very strong, and that is a word, and it means a lot. It means a lot when I say your foundation need to be strong. It means a lot. So these are the courses which are very much required for solving engineering problems later. So be it any branch or any discipline, these courses are very much required, and these fundamental plays a very vital role in solving engineering problems later. You get into any of the engineering branches, these are very much required. And glaringly, you can see all sorts of engineering problems later after your course, what you are going to solve demands your physics and mathematics knowledge. Similarly, chemistry as well, biology for some particular engineering field. So therefore, you can't neglect basic science, and definitely you have to give a lot of importance to your first year. Similarly, let us dissect humanity, social science. What you study there is very brief, I can say. You will be studying the Constitution of India, English, history, psychology, this type of subjects. You may ask, sir, why this is required for us? Of course, let me tell you, this with an idea of instilling values in you. That means values are very important. For example, if we understand our parents, how they are, how they have come up, and how much it is very difficult for them to, invest on our education, the respect will get doubled. So similarly, if we understand how was India, now how it is, and what is the legal system that India is governed by, all that we should understand, then definitely the respect towards our country will become more, and we will understand in what system we are, we are in. So we will understand the framework. Otherwise, we will not understand our framework, and we start playing outside the framework, and probably we may not have values. So all these courses definitely will instill values in us. So that is very, very important. So then English, you all know it's an international language, and we should have good command over English if at all you need to be a successful engineer after your completion of degree. So that we have just touched upon on humanity, social science. Similarly, there are one more component called engineering science. Wonderful. This engineering science is again like this basic requirement for all engineering field. For example, you may study there electrical engineering, and then what is the electrical engineering? Electrical is there everywhere. It is pervasive, and it is there everywhere. That has to be there. So how do we control that actually? See, take any branch without electrical science, you can't survive. Actually, without electrical science, you can't do anything. So therefore, basics of electrical engineering is a must. Be it whatever may be the engineering field later. Similarly, electronics also is everywhere, and then obviously you have to learn electronics also, because any field, and computer science. So that is why we teach their programming skills. It will start programming with C actually. So this will give you an idea why the first year courses are designed in that fashion, and it will have basic science, engineering science, and then humanity, social science. All this will give you, a complete foundation to the branch, whatever, any branch of engineering. These are all very much required. That is first component, first of the thing that I would like to say. So I am today we will discuss 6 major triads. First triad, I would take the first year course. Usually here I just remind you, people get relaxed, but we should not get relaxed. All these courses we have to take it very seriously, because these are the foundation courses which are very much required for any of the engineering branches. This is very, very much required. So we may have to be our casual approach will not work. Here also we may have to concentrate well and make mastery of those subjects that were there in the first year. Then coming to the second year, usually you will enter into branch, or you will enter into a discipline. There we say that you will have to core courses. Again, core courses is nothing but the fundamental courses for that particular discipline. So you might have taken electronics and communication. You might have taken mechanical. For that, what are the core subjects very much required? So that usually, that fundamentals are basics. Usually, I can say like this to make things easier for you, the component level. For example, you may say, sir, what is component? You may take resistor, you may take diode, you may take capacitor. So these are all components. How they behave, first we will have to understand. Then after understanding their behavior and the principles and the fundamentals behind it, then we may start building functional blocks out of it. So you may say, what is that functional block you are talking all about? So you might have come across small full wave rectifier experiments and all that. So it's a combination of a transformer, resistors, and then even capacitors. So how do you smoothen out the ripples? So there you use capacitors. So then we build one system. A simple system, you can take it as a stabilizer. So Zener diodes, capacitors, then resistors, transformers. So filter is one more small functional block out there, and then the regulator is one more small functional block there. So what we do is, when we connect all these blocks, you build a system. So therefore, it is all very, very well interconnected. See, the third semester, fourth semester, fifth semester. Some of the core subjects extends even to fifth and sixth semester. Up to that, you will be studying the subjects related to your discipline, which is very much required to, which gives you the strong foundation in the particular discipline that you have chosen. So this is very important. I'll make this example again. One more example I would like to give, because I am from electronics and communication stream. I would like to say a simple thing here. Any electronic system you take, what you see in the real world, so it is either analog in nature or digital in nature. So first of all, to understand how the characteristics, the fundamentals, what is analog system, the basics of analog system, the basics of digital system. So there, to understand the basic of analog system, we will study analog electronic circuits 1, analog electronic circuits 2. Similarly, digital electronic circuits 1, digital electronic circuits 2. This will give you the strong foundation of analog systems and the digital systems, the basics of it. Then using that, you start building the functional blocks. Later, from the functional blocks, you will build the system. So that is how it goes actually. And let me mind you one more thing here, my dear friends, my dear students. So the core subjects are equally important if you are aspiring for your competitive exams, because if you are planning for your Indian engineering services or GATE, definitely the subjects that you can, if you go through the question papers, you will see the majority of the questions are coming from this core area, discipline core area. That means to say, in your branch, the fundamental subjects, whatever is there. So to make you strong in that particular discipline that you have chosen, from that subjects only the questions are coming in your competitive examination. So you have to take this very seriously. So in the sense, second year courses are just going to give you the basics of the discipline that you have chosen, second and part of third year. So here also you can't, because now today's generation are very sharp. They want only applications. Sir, you please tell us the applications. So what is this theory you are telling? What are the fundamentals? I do agree. Suddenly we cannot introduce to the applications. As I told, it is all building blocks, from components to functional blocks to blocks, integration to, then if we integrate the functional blocks, then it will become a system and that becomes an application. So therefore, I think you have understood my viewpoint. You can't discard this basics. You have to take it very seriously. That is what my observation. Student, in my experience, they keep saying, sir, with great hopes we joined. We thought we can learn how a TV works, how a mobile phone works, and how an electric vehicle works. But here you are teaching only basics, these fundamentals. Why this is required? So obviously that system, what you see, is made up of these functional blocks, and in turn the components which makes those functional blocks. So you probably will be concentrating on, suppose somebody asks you, why do I need transistor? Why do I need to study transistor? Then I may have to answer, see, you have seen amplifiers, but the amplifiers, if at all, you need to understand that as one of the part of a function. I can call that as one functional block. Later, when it becomes, when you design a transmitter, radio transmitter or something of that sort, then this will go as one of the functional blocks. There will be many functional blocks in that radio transmitter, but this will go only as one of the functional blocks. But without understanding the transistor characteristics, you can't build one amplifier there. So that being the reason, so we may have to concentrate more on these fundamentals. And as I told you, two major reasons. One, definitely if your basics need to be strong in the chosen discipline, you can't neglect the fundamentals. The first years are general subjects which are very much required for any discipline of engineering field that you take. But this is for only specific discipline, that whatever you have chosen, again some fundamentals are required. Those subjects are called core subjects. So you need to concentrate more on that core subjects, and definitely that will even in turn help you to face competitive examination very smoothly. Then the major crucial part, the third part I am entering. The first part over, second over, let us enter into the third part. The third part, when we enter there, Now it is in the hands of the students to design their courses and build specialization within domain. So you have chosen one domain. You might have chosen electrical engineering. You might have chosen the mechanical engineering. So those are all things which you have chosen already. But the thing is here, what you need to do is domain specialization. You may ask, sir, what is this domain specialization all about you are talking about? Let me start with one example. See, generally in the second and third year, you will be taught about the communication principles, right? How a signal is communicated from one end to another, how the transmitters are designed, how a receiver is, what are all the functional blocks within transmitter, what are all the functional blocks in the receiver. Similarly, I can say you can relate it to any other discipline also. So if you take an automobile, any vehicle, so what are all the functional blocks which goes into that particular vehicle? So that will be taught to you. But now, for example, again in communication, some specializations will come. So you may be interested in radar, you may be interested in satellite, you may be interested in mobile communication. So you want to become expert in that areas. So there is some finer things which you may want to go in detail. So you may say, sir, communication systems is quite interesting to me. I want to dig more in that and want to become master in that. So then I just want to develop expertise in that particular communication area. So then in that case, for example, you want to develop expertise in mobile communication, let us say that we offer, or RF engineering, that is what we usually call. Then you may have to study some more related subjects to RF engineering, some more subjects related to that mobile communication, some more related subjects to, let's say, the automation. Sir, you may say, sir, I'm interested in robotic. I'm interested in automating the systems, which is nothing but nowadays it's a fancy word, robotics. You want, sir, I am interested in robotics. So fine, electronics you might have learned, and then it might have given certain second year and part of the third year might have given you certain basics about automation. Now you want to learn more regarding that. So you want to do more of automation. Then you may have to choose. Usually we call that as embedded system. That I'm not, and the extension of embedded goes to IoT. Let us Internet of Things. All that let us not discuss the same day. So then in that case, you may have to choose some of the subjects, if at all. See, a buzzword IoT. So now through internet, you want to connect and control the devices. Fine, you then in that case 3-4 subjects extra you may have to learn, and for which AICT has given the options to you. Mean to say, there is an option for you, discipline electives, so that you may have to choose which elective you want to choose. That is left to you. So by the time you come to third year, what I am trying to say is you may have to build that interest, and then say by the time you should be very choosy. Yes, I want to develop my, I want to take a profession in this particular field only. I want to develop this specialization only. So this is very much required. So therefore, then once you have this idea, then you can pick those, you can select that subjects in that particular specialization so that you build expertise in that area. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. For example, as I told you, if at all you want to become a good RF in your branch is electronics and communication, but further you want to move down further one level, and then you want to become RF engineer, then you may have to pick some related subjects in that particular area. So by the time you should have already developed a passion towards RF engineering. Otherwise, it can't happen. That is what I would like to say. So that requires a lot of brainstorming and lot of focus, and then you should interact with people, see what job market trend is, or your passion, what your passion says. Then you should discuss with your mentors, with your teachers, with your relatives, and then you have to formulate, yeah, this is what I would like to develop the specialization within this domain. So that is why all these discipline electives will build domain specialization in you. That is what the third part I'm talking about. So you may, that domain specialization, how do you take? That depends on the job market. Some few may be driven by the job market and they may say, sir, IoT is a buzzword and IoT, there are a lot of job opportunities. I want to learn more about IoT. Choose discipline related electives related to that IoT. Say, suppose somebody says, no, sir, biomedical is now is trending now. So, okay, I want to develop something related in that line. Okay, take that. Take subjects related to that and develop that specialization. So, hope you have got a picture. How do you choose your discipline electives? You need to be very choosy and you need to be very selective, and it should match your passion or your job requirements. So, that is how you need to choose your discipline electives. And the option is the choosing the option is in your hands. So we have given that to you, that flexibility is there, but you should properly leverage it. If you don't properly leverage it and if you take that advantage, maximum advantage out of it, suppose for just passing the examination, for scoring good marks, you should not choose some simple electives which are very easy to score marks. Then I have seen students taking 5th semester, they will take one elective, 6th semester, another elective, 7th semester, one more elective, 8th. So all are disconnected. It will never, it's a heterogeneous mix. It is not a homogeneous, it needs to be homogeneous. The 4 to 5 subjects you will get to choose and to build domain specialization. You need to be very selective. You need to do proper exercise and choose that. And don't go just by scorecard, marks. Okay, I will get good marks if I choose this selective. So see the trend. If the trend is now machine learning and then the deep learning and all such things are booming, then definitely you may have to take, if you are interested in job market and your employability, you need to choose discipline electives very properly. Don't touch those foundation courses. You can build the domain specialization and you can enhance your employability only through your discipline electives. So that is regarding the discipline electives. Not only that, further down I would like to go here. Domain specialization not only comes through your choosing of your discipline electives. Also, I would like to state here, the projects that you do, mini projects. In your engineering career, you at least have to do some 2 mini projects and 1 mega project. And 2 internships, minimum 2 internships. So this is what is recommended. 2 internships, 2 mini projects. This is minimal, and 1 mega project. And 1, the workshops, what you do. And on top, you are doing also top-ups. What is the top-ups? I'll tell you. So when I take open electives, I'll talk about the top-ups also. So what is this top-up? So once you have chosen these discipline electives and you are satisfied, I am getting ready for the job market, what job market is demanding, I am getting ready, or what my passion says, I want to do something in this mobile technology, I want to prove something. Okay, you have chosen that subject and you are getting ready. But the thing is, you may sometimes feel, see, I have seen students blindly doing certification courses. Say it could be Swayam, it could be NPTEL, it could be Coursera, or it could be anything, or even attending workshops blindly. So some parents are very proactive and they are very learned and they will guide the students in such a way, hey, look, this workshop is going here, you go and attend. And they think that that will add value to their degree. Yes, it will add value to your degree only when you take up that workshop in line with your domain specialization. So that you need to be very choosy there. What workshops to attend, what conferences to attend, what type of industrial visits to, what type of industry visits you have to do. See, even industrial visits also, suppose somebody is interested in RF engineering or embedded system, or how a software companies work. So you need to go there, you need to see what is actually happening. So the industry visits also, and somebody is interested in, let's say, healthcare. So then they should choose GE, or even Siemens is doing something like that. What I mean to say is, we should develop a passion. We should know what we want to, and in that direction, we need to pick up we should align, we should blend all these in that particular line of your interest. What are all the things which you should blend is your discipline electives, your even open electives. I will talk about the open electives afterwards, and your Swayam courses and your workshops, your mini projects, your mega projects, your internships, everything need to be properly blended. Otherwise, through all these only you will develop domain specialization. This is what is very, very important in 4 years of degree, 4 years of journey. This planning, very, 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 very important. How do you blend all this? Don't blindly take something certification. Okay, don't even think that if I attend some course, I mean to say some very good, recognized college is doing some event. If I attend in that event, I will get credits. No, it's not like that. When you go to the job market, your domain expertise plays a very vital role than what college and what type of workshop. It's not a fancy. Don't think that it's a fancy. Simply you are interested in some other area, but you have attended in some workshops in some other area. So what is the use? Suppose if any of the company, when they interview you people, then when they ask you which is your domain interest, you say something, but in the domain interest you are not even worked to the required depth. That will not help, my dear friends. So you need to be very careful while choosing this all the fields. I repeat, this discipline electives, the workshops, the SWAYAM courses, or in general I say certification courses, the mini projects, the mega projects, and your workshop and the blending, the proper blending of this have to happen. So this requires a lot of planning, lot of mentoring is required for doing this. It's not that simply easy to do all this. It's not that easy what I am talking. We need to discuss a lot with students and then understand their interests, and then actually we need to chalk out a plan for them. This is how you need to go. This is what the project you need to do. This is what the workshops you need to attend. This is what the conferences you need to attend to know what's currently happening in that particular area. So we need to guide. Actually, teachers' role also is very, very important in this. So mentors, I mean to say, need not be teachers. A mentor can come in any form. It could be parents, it could be your brothers, sisters, relatives, teachers. So proper mentoring is very much required. Ample opportunities and options are there in front of you, but we are not taking the maximum advantage of the system here. So it is wonderfully designed, but we need to take the advantage. Then only the employability will enhance. Otherwise, the opportunities for you will be more. Otherwise, it will not be. So then what is this open elective? So I mean to say, you might have heard about major course, majors in electronics and communication, minor in something, or major in computer science and minor in something. So today's world, when this is the fourth part of my discussion, what I would like to say here is it's interdisciplinary in nature. Chalo, you have developed the domain specialization now. Now, what I am touching about is the interdisciplinary in nature. For example, you are an electronics and communication engineer. You have developed a specialization, let us say, in automation. Then that automation you are applying for what? You are applying to health medical field, or you are applying to food technology, or you are applying to automobiles. What for you are applying? Then that demands certain interdisciplinary knowledge. Mean to say, if I am trying to automate the food processing, then obviously I should know some basics of food technology. So then, therefore, what we have is certain courses which are being floated by the other departments. For example, food technology might float an subject for electronics or any other branches to understand the basics of food processing. So because you are automating that, you must understand. So what you are automating, you should know what it is first. So therefore, an interdisciplinary knowledge is very, very, very much required. And if you are automating some of the automobiles or some of the vehicle, so then definitely you may have to understand how that vehicle works first. So then the electives that you may have to choose under open elective is the one which is offered by automobile engineering department. And if you are interested in food processing, then you may have to take it from the food. Or if you are applying it to the aerospace, right, or aeroplanes, So then what electives offered by the aerospace engineering, that you need to take, because you need to understand the basic operations of aeroplane, because you are trying to automate certain parts of it. So therefore, what I would like to say is, you might have got a very brief idea now. This interdisciplinary things are very, very important now. So where you are applying your knowledge. When you are applying your knowledge, all real-time problems are interdisciplinary in nature. So you may have to develop that skills, that you can't say I am expert only in this field, but you need to know the basics of some other branch where the some other disciplines also, that I mean to say, like food technology I gave example, like automobiles I gave example. So, or you are applying it to the medical field. Obviously biomedical signal processing, you may have to, you have to understand, you need to study biology, you need to understand biomedical, see how a human being, how organs behaves, and how do we study it, what sort of signals that organ gives, and then how do we analyze it. All that, it's a big deal actually. So therefore you need to, based on the application where you are going to apply the learned knowledge, accordingly the open electives must be chosen. And that is what I was telling about last, just before coming to the open elective, I was talking about the top up. What is this top up? The certification courses, please plan in this direction. Suppose if you feel the discipline electives 4 or 5, whatever you have taken, is insufficient to develop the expertise, then you can choose the SWAYAM courses to strengthen it. Or similarly, if the open electives, whatever you have chosen, the required interdisciplinary knowledge, if it is not coming to you, then you can strengthen that by taking that type of SWAYAM courses. I think probably you may have to take 3-4 SWAYAM certification courses, either to strengthen both your domain specialization and then the interdisciplinary concepts. So that being the reason, you need to be very choosy in selecting the SWAYAM courses, and as well the workshops. You may have to do the workshops in such directions. See, some of the tool exposure it might demand. So then where that tool is being taught in the workshop mode, you have to attend that. So you don't expect everything in the curriculum, because job market, when you go outside for jobs, the lifelong learning outside, that means what is lifelong learning? How much you are adaptable and how quickly you can learn new things, right, on your own. That means, that's the reason, beyond syllabus, how much you are learned is very, very, very important. So you need to plan your courses thoroughly, and you need to learn beyond courses like this type, not randomly doing something and thinking that your market will be more, you can become more marketable. It's not going to happen. So I mean to say, even one more dimension, I want to define minor. If students are having a lot of capabilities, even though you may say affiliated colleges, sir, there is no such things, or there is no such major minor like in abroad, whatever is there, how do we do it? Who stops you, my dear friends? You can choose 18 to 20 credits, mean to say 3 to 4 subjects. For example, mechanical students, or whatever, the mechanical engineering students or electrical engineering students, if they feel that, no sir, I just want to develop, they all say computers is a must and computer knowledge is a must. If you choose some 4 subjects or 3 subjects in the computer area, you can develop that minor specialization also. So that requires what type of subjects again they are floating, and what type of subjects you need to take. So that is what is in actual practice. So not to confuse you, what I can say is, through discipline electives, you will develop specialization in your own domain, but you can also learn some of the interdisciplinary things through open electives and through SWAYAM, and then it's also roughly, you can call it even like minors, right? But if that option is there in the college, then definitely you should choose your open electives see, I'll bring in one more dimension, management dimension also, so that I want to tell you 3 major things. One is domain, one is interdisciplinary concepts, the other is even management related concepts you must have. How HSS I told in the first year, similarly there are certain management related subjects which is very, very important. Why? You should know what is this Company Act, okay? So what is a fiscal deficit? So there are some jargons, and you can't be, I can't take excuse, sir, I don't know anything, how a company actually works. So some related management subjects also you need to study. Being engineers, all engineers need to study certain management subjects. So definitely to enhance their employability, management subjects are also very much required. So that being the reason, what I'm trying to say is, some few might choose in the form of, in the place of open electives, they may choose management subjects. Then how do they develop? For example, mechanical student has developed the specialization in robotics, let's say, and then he has also learned some few of the management subject through open electives. So he has become one, I can say he's ready, 80% market ready. Another 20% he requires some computer knowledge also. Then if 3-4 courses related to computer science also you must have to do. That is what I am trying to say. If there are some institutions, some universities, let's not bother whether that minor course is offered or not. Suppose you yourself, if you plan SWAYAM courses or certification courses in that particular direction and earn credits of that, you can, when you go to the job market, you can say with sheer interest, see, I have done one minors in even computers. So these are 4 or 5 subjects I have taken. So this will give a proper blend. Now I think you are in a position to understand what are all the things which you may have to do. And then you see the minor projects, what you choose also must be in the line of what is your interest. That's what also I told. Minor projects, better when you do it third year, by the end of the third year, you should have completed 2 minor projects. And then, you should aim for mega project one complete year. I mean to say, good man hours have to be put into the work. Therefore, the depth will be more, and the good work will come out, and it will go to a publication level. Minimum one good paper publication is a must. So, and you should publish that in a conference. It will give a very good exposure to you, and a lot of practical exposure you are going to get. So this is what, so if at all you do all these things technically, these are all some of the things. I don't know how do you blend. That is not that easy. Now that is what I'm going to the 5th part of it. First part I told the fundamentals required for all the engineering stream. Second, fundamentals required for the discipline that you have chosen. Third I told how do you develop the discipline specialization, through what means, like through discipline electives, mini projects, mega projects, internships. Internships also you should go to a particular company which is of your interest, and then see and get an exposure there. And possibility, I'll talk about in the 5th part. Can we convert that internship to a project also? So why internship? That also I'll tell you. So internships, and then you have to choose some management related subjects in the place of open electives, or open electives if you choose from other branches. Then you do some few SWAYAM courses to get the management concepts also. So therefore, I mean to say minor, major, major. So then, and again the management concepts. You need to have all this. Then it will work for you. Then these are some of the points which will make you a professional engineer. Then going beyond, what is that next? Technical communication skills. That is again a very important parameter which you should keep it in mind. So of late, today's what we were discussing. Suppose somebody, if I ask them to put a reflection report, sit and write a report, it's very difficult. It's very difficult in a concise manner. You need to write a brief report on that is very, very, very important. Because when imagine a situation where you are asking money with some funding agencies, you need to express your technical ideas thoroughly in a very lucid way. And when you write reports, you need to be very careful, because you will not be there to explain, sir, it's my idea is something else, what you are thinking, it's not that. So how you ink is very, very important, and how lucidly you are going to do it is very, very important. So many of us are having the allergy to write. And if I say to write lab records, we people have the habit of now copy and paste. So we should sit, we should think, we should write. Technical writing is a very important thing, that you please develop that skill. Without technical writing, it becomes very, very difficult. And similarly, talking skills, technical communication is also very important. in a given time, how well you convince idea to others, that is very important. So do not say later, sir, the time given to me was too less. That's the reason I could not communicate it properly. And I was it was cramped, the time, because of less time, I was, cramped. It was cramped and I could not do anything. So don't tell that type of, take that type of excuses. So concentrate wherever possible, my dear friends. Start, if you visit industry, after coming back, start writing a report on that. Then you see how difficult it is. So, but what are all I am telling, it is not going to come just by attending some 1 week workshop, 2 week workshop. You need to put it in practice. Every day you need to practice this. How do I write a technical report? How do I come? Say, who stops you to do the group discussions among your friends? That is another important. These are all soft skills. Under soft skills, I can cover all these things. So technical communication skills is very important, both written and oral. So take something, COVID-19, take it, and then discuss. See how India is handling it. Is it properly handling? Compare. So when you talk, no, don't simply talk in here. Take the statistics of other countries. Take the situation there, how it was, how situation is here, and what statistics available to you. Compare that, analyze, do critical analysis. So then this is how you need to, this is all the one which will help you in group discussion. Because in my experience, I've seen many of the intelligent students who are just restricted to books and score good marks will not crack GDs. So this is another thing, because the general knowledge is very, very, very important. So as I told you, you need to understand history, you need to understand the system, legal system, where we are staying. So nothing wrong in understanding. We need to understand how a company functions. That's the reason you need to understand the management subjects. So those are all very important. We can't simply sit and just study the engineering core subjects. We need to look into all these things and what's actually happening around us. We should be very clear, and we should know, and we should keep debating. So you should write articles, blogs, very, very important. Writing a blog is very important thing. So you should write blogs and then think without picking up, controversies. You need to do all this. So how do you write it? What support, what documents you have, what statistics you have. With proper statistics, you should learn how to talk, and without hurting others. But just by shouting, you can't win. You need to put out the proper things there and then win the debate. So these are all some of very important communication skills you may have to learn. And coming to the next part, I would like to say, when I say I'm not talking about English, this English is very much required, but this communication skills, what I'm talking is this. Then you should also, coming to the next part of the communication skills, you all know, everybody will say how to work in a team and also how to lead a team. Both skills you have to learn. See, everybody can work when things are in normal way, but you should know how to work in adverse situation without losing your patience. See, what I am trying to say is these are all some of the skills which you should start learning now. See, we usually what I have seen is very casual approach, very relaxed approach throughout our 4 years of engineering degree, but may not work. The more you take responsible, the more you become serious, the more the opportunities will knock your door. So because that makes all the difference, my dear friends. So you need to be more responsible. You should take challenges. Don't be afraid to take responsibilities. Some will run away from the responsibility. Hey, we are still second year, third year. How do I take this much of big responsibility? I will not take. Kindly don't do that. Take the higher responsibilities. Challenge yourself. You have all the strength, but you need to challenge yourself. That attitude you need to develop and see how best you can deliver in a given resources with all whatever you are getting. With that, how to deliver the best. So this you need to have it in your mind. And the work culture, as I told you, the casual approach to a very responsible approach, I say. See, this is very much required. You need to have a very responsible approach. Then only you need to focus. You need to have a responsible approach. So when you have this, automatically you look different, and you will be standing out among the common. Let's say 100 or 200 attends the interview. Those who do all this, whatever so far I just narrated, obviously they all will stand out. They all stand out in a different way, and then definitely company people will welcome them with open arms, because this is what they are looking into actually. So if you develop all these skills, definitely you will be successful in your career. Not only you will get even good marks, as well you will become very good professional engineer, and you can sustain in the market for another 40 years of your engineering course. So otherwise it becomes a very, very difficult task. So this is what I would like to say. And another thing I would want to conclude by just giving some of the tips to you is, I observed few things when we say that responsibility. The responsibility is very casual and low hanging fruits. People will be always, as I told, the electives which are very easy they will choose. They don't choose those electives based on their interest and their domain specialization, what to develop. And probably now you can even think majority of the work to improve our employability or to improve the opportunities in the market, majorly it's in the hands of students. They'll have to plan well. The third and fourth years is yours, my dear friends. You need to plan meticulously. You need to do all this very, lot of homework is required. So that is why I'm trying to say, engineering, you need to remember, you should have the moment you enter into the engineering course, you must have good planning. First 4 years you need to plan, right? So the vacations also very crucial. In that vacation also, because you need to cover so many things, but still you need to be relaxed. You can't, you cannot be stressed, and you can't burn out. So you need to maintain that spirit. So how do you maintain the spirit? So much of thing, where 30 to 33 subjects itself is heavy for many, right? But along with 30 to 33 subjects, if at all you need to develop domain specialization, major, that means major, minor, management, projects, internships. How do we do all these things? Definitely in a less time, you have been asked to do more work. There comes the time management and planning. And then the another keyword is networking. You must have good networking. See, it's something like this. Suppose if at all you have been asked to take 10 objects to be removed, and if one person is doing that, and if you take 1 hour to remove one object, definitely it will take 10 hours. But the targets might be in such a small period, 1 hour you might be asked to remove 10 objects. Then you need to be very smart. That's only networking. 10 people need to work together so that all objects will be taken out from the point, from the place in 1 hour. So the networking is the key. So you need to make friends of like-minded friends. You need to have healthy discussions always, and then you should plan your chart, what to do in the first year, what supplements we need to do, certification courses we need to do, what sort of workshops we need to do. So probably we need to have a proper good counseling and mentoring. See, joining engineering course everybody can do, but getting that mentoring and getting that plan, the schedule for the plan for entire 4 years is very crucial, I feel. So the evening times how to spend, and then vacations how to spend. Then by the time when you spread out, you need to spread across the 4 years. Otherwise, you can't do at a spike. You can't do at a final year, I will acquire all this, means it may not work. So that being the reason, you need to work a lot. You need to manage your time. You need to have a good network. You need to have plan. You need to be organized, and you need to you need to work hard. You need to implement it, and you should always have a support by the mentor. So this is what I would like to say. So thanks for your patience hearing. So these are some of the tips which will definitely help you. And if you start implementing all this in your career, in your 4 years of engineering career, sure you are going to come out as a successful engineer. And definitely, as I told, the job market, they will come to your doorsteps. You need not go to their doorsteps in searching of job. Wish you all the best. Again, I wish you happy Independence Day again. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you all for your patient listening. Anyways, happy Independence Day to you all. I will be posting